Hello and welcome back to Tell the Truth. We miss you guys. It's your girl Latoya.
And I'm Justin, also known as The Yard. You already know what time it is. And you know she ain't here right now. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Streets.
Yes. 2 times. Don't say it again.
2 times.
Just for the thing. 2 times.
Ow.
Believe that.
Yes.
So, we are back.
Yes,
after sitting
finally.
in the house and cooking stuff that I never even ate before and watching TV shows I never saw before. I mean, I had to watch Rifleman like so many times, man. You know how he come on.
Yeah.
You got the gun, he shoot like 15 times and then be like, the Rifleman. I'm like, yo, I ain't even counting. I get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for real though, man, COVID-19. Huge impact on everybody. Jobs, banks, people's families. Some people lost their lives through it.
Yes.
You know, my condolences to everybody that had to deal with this dreadful time in our lives right now. And as this being 2020, we thought 2020 was going to be the stuff. Yeah, it was the stuff, but it was the stuff we didn't ask for.
Right, that part.
Yeah. So, right now, I got to tell you my opinion on it, man. I'm going to be 100, because we had talked about it beforehand, you know, a couple episodes back. A couple episodes back right now feel like a couple months back, because that's exactly how I feel like. But we told y'all on how they brought it here in the United States, and then it just spread it. It just kept spreading, you know, like peanut butter on a sandwich, you know. I was like, what is going on, you know? And they waited so long for it to close down, and then jobs let people go, and then, you know, a lot of people, they didn't have no food. I mean, there wasn't no toilet paper. I was really...
Yeah, no toilet paper nowhere. But the shelves are starting to get stocked back up with toilet paper. And one thing I like about that is the people who bought all the toilet paper and then tried to price gouge it, well, after they realized, okay, people aren't going to buy toilet paper like that, guess what? They could not return it to the stores that they bought it from.
See, yeah,
So,
I'm like, why'd you take all the toilet paper for anyway? You probably got one bathroom, dog. Like, come on, man.
That was ridiculous.
Like, there was a dude on Facebook that sat there and gave the whole breakdown on how much you do the number 2. Now,
I saw that video. I saw that video.
Your man's right there. He getting down, jotted it down. He had action. You know what I'm saying? And I shared that video.
I think it was like you have to take 1,000 and something poops a day in order to use that much toilet paper. But I thought that was quite hilarious.
First off, man, 1,000, even 100. Like, your bowel system was just as good as it was when you came out the womb.
Yeah.
If you do it like that. Or you eating way too much fiber.
Way too much and spinach and like greens and all that good fun stuff.
I don't know, man. You know, one thing I was upset about is that every time I went in there was no toilet paper. There was no toilet paper, no bleach. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, no bleach.
Bleach.
Probably because I bought it all, but okay.
Man, I need a couple of them bottles, man, you know, because I had to get that lavender stuff, man. I'm a guy, man, you know.
Lavender smells good. It's so calming and relaxing.
Like, don't no guy like me want to go to work smelling like lavender. Like, you know, you smell like flowers. Calm down, man. I smell like hey, look, this is the only bleach they had left, man. And that's all I do with my whites. I bleach all my whites. You know what I'm saying? So when they sat there, they had no bleach and no toilet paper. Me personally, I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be honest with you? Because this is tell the truth. Tell the truth. I think the government or whatever company that was said, stop making toilet paper or don't give it to the stores. That's the way I'm feeling right now. Because now, there ain't no meat. You know why there ain't no meat? It's because they told packer houses, hey man, why don't y'all just go ahead and go home because we think we got a couple people that got COVID. So if you ain't got the packer houses, then we ain't got the meat. So if you got that going on, we can go ahead and raise the price.
Oh yeah, the prices of meat are ridiculous. I went to grab a pack of chicken and it was like $12 for a pack this big. And I just was like, we're about to become vegetarians.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's expensive.
I looked and you know the little itty bitty rolls, you know, like you can make one nice hamburger with. You know, man, it was $5 and some change. And it wasn't even no organic. I'm like, yo, this ain't even organic. Y'all want $5 a pound?
Buy it.
Hey, look,
Definitely.
Guess where I'm about to go shop? I'm about to go shop at Aldi's, dog.
Aldi's is my favorite. I love Aldi's. Yeah,
'Cause
Aldi's is the truth.
They got that deal. But you know, man, as far as like, I know we strayed away now, and I play way too much. But in actuality, though, another thing that I did not like were masks.
Yeah.
Mask. Let's talk about that for a hot second. Tell me what you think about it.
Well, I mean, I don't like the mask, especially with it being summer now. And when it's hot and then you have on this mask and you're sweating. I actually went to a funeral yesterday and we were required to wear a mask. And it was hot in the church. Like there wasn't a ceiling fan blowing, like nothing. And it was really hot and unbearable. So I had to step outside a couple of times. But I mean, I'm a fashion person, so with me, it's like I'm gonna make fashion sense out of anything that comes my way. So like I started to buy like the pattern mask. I don't like the blue ugly ones. That's just my personal preference. But I've got ones with jewels on them, different kind of patterns, golds, and believe it or not,
you bedazzled your safety mask?
yes.
Okay, I mean,
because I want to.
I was just like, hey,
I don't want to look like a patient. I think going through chemotherapy and cancer and stuff, I've had enough of that. So I want to look fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So rock out. And I feel like the mask. At first, I wasn't feeling it at all, but a friend of mine made a good point. He's just like, you know what? It's better than not having anything. And then I've noticed, like when I go to the grocery store or places, you hear that one person cough. Now, when I don't have a mask on, I cringe. When I do have a mask on, I'm like, okay, thank God I had this mask on, even though this person's coughing, I'm still move away from them, but I have some type of protection. So, I mean, it sucks, but I think it's just kind of like our new normal now.
I gotta do it again. I tell you all the truth, man. I do not like masks. If I get sick, I get sick. And I'm gonna tell you just like that. That's the way I feel, because first off, if you keep a mask on for a certain amount of time and you keep trying to breathe in it, you're gonna, I forgot what it's
Carbon
called.
dioxide poisoning.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's another word for it though. But you can't keep that mask on for like 8 and 10 hours a day. And when you got that mask on, I was told that you are protecting other people, not yourself. And I get that, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like me, you know what I'm saying? I don't like wearing a mask. I'm gonna go in Walmart just like right now after we leave here. Guess what I'm doing? I'm going to the store without a mask. Like if they mandate it, well, wouldn't if it be the law? Well, I break the law all the time.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me tell you the truth. I don't care. If you tell me that we have to mandate having a mask on, it's gonna be a bad deal for me and for you, because you shouldn't have to make me put on no mask. I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I mean, real talk. When the barbershops are down, another thing, the barbers.
The barbershops, the hair salons.
Put it back here. Because I gotta show you something. Put it back here, man. See this? See all that?
Got a little peach fuzz.
It's not lining up, man, because you know what I'm saying? You got to keep your face mask on when you go to the barbershop. And then the barbershop's like, hey, man, I still need that 25. You didn't do this.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's bad. So I had to go in there and line myself up this morning. I was like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? I am not the barber, even though I saved myself $25.
Yeah.
But, it's a lot of things that we shouldn't have to go through as far as like this COVID stuff. And I understand, they're trying to look out for the well-being of the country and the world, and that is great. But if you want my opinion, don't just tell us to put on a mask. I mean, find a solution. I mean,
absolutely.
You people are paid millions of dollars, and y'all probably sitting at the table talking about what are we going to talk about today. Same thing you talked about yesterday, Pinky. Try to find a cure for the world. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, and I think, too, the government wasn't prepared. Because remember, like you were saying, like our last show, we talked about COVID when they had just started bringing patients to Nebraska, in some rural part of Nebraska.
Exactly.
And this is like the beginning before they start shutting everything down. And I just honestly think that Trump was not prepared. The World Health Organizations were not prepared for this pandemic. And then that's why we're in the situation that we're in now, you know?
That's true.
And they're racing for a cure. They're racing for vaccines, which I feel a little bit indifferent about vaccines, and I'm opposed to them. I don't know what's in that vaccine.
I don't think they're racing, man. I think they're walking.
Yeah, they probably are walking. Because since the beginning of times, it's like population control. When you unleash diseases amongst the people, the United, just the world, period, not even just the United States. I mean, it's population control. The population has been growing out of control. So if you knock off 200,000 people, 1 million people, it's like, okay, the government feels like, okay, now the world is a better place.
I mean, you gotta think about it though. I mean, what was it like about, I wanna say between like 7 billion people on the earth. A couple 100,000 is like me cutting off a fingernail.
Right.
You're really not gonna notice it until you gotta scratch your back. But if you take out, okay, you got 7 billion people in the world, right? If you try to take out at least like 100 million, well, what part of the world is not gonna feel that?
Man.
You gotta think about that. So I think
we've been
I think they
feeling
got a
it.
certain goal to hit before they try to mandate a vaccine. That's my personal opinion. I think they trying to hit this goal. Like, hey, we need to hit at least 100, maybe 200 million, and then the whole world is gonna go into panic and chaos, and then we're gonna present ourselves as the good guy with a vaccine or a cure or something like that. I mean, that's something I would do, and I don't even work for the government, but it's just something. To me personally, I feel like that's logical. Like if you want to sit there and create chaos and try to calm the population control, okay, we want to take 100 million people out. We're going to let this virus go out there and kill as many people possible. And the ones that die, well, and the other ones that are still alive, hey, you have to do this, this, and this until we find a cure. And right now, they don't have anything, so we still have to keep those laws mandated. After they got that, and they reached their peak, that's when now we're gonna present ourselves as the saviors of the world. They're gonna believe in us, So
Yeah, right. I believe in God,
Yeah,
not the government.
I mean, that's just my personal
Yeah.
opinion. I mean, the name of the show is Tell the Truth. I'm not gonna lie, And
We're always gonna keep it 100.
And another part I gotta bring up. And it's another sad thing. I mean, it's just like next to the death. And that's a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yes. Lost their jobs, houses,
30 million
cars.
people in America, something like that. I want to say that's max.
Yeah, highest unemployment rate ever.
Ever. All those people lost their jobs, And to me personally, I think it was like, how can I say this? I mean, I'm probably going to be ridiculed for this, but I think it was the COVID-19 was the perfect storm for companies to get rid of people they didn't like, less production, and attendance problems, and some kind of a threat to somebody's position and authority. That's what I'm thinking. Me personally, I mean, some people may look at it differently, like they had to do it to cut costs, which is understandable. But I think it was just the perfect storm to get rid of the bad eggs in the company. And once they get rid of those bad eggs, then they can sit there and worry about how they're going to progress during this pandemic. Because there's a lot of people that's working through this pandemic, and a lot of people didn't get paid, no hazard pay.
Yeah, hazard pay. Speaking of hazard pay,
I have to bring it up.
because the hazard pay is supposed to be included in the HEROES Act stimulus.
Really?
And so, yes, really. So from what I read, it's supposed to be an additional $13 on top of the salary that you already make. And they have it to where your employer can't try to drop your base wage that you're already currently making to kind of make it even out. So so they have to go through, rules and protocols from the government. And then I also read that there's a $10,000 grant that's supposed to be given to independent contractors and self-employed people and things like that. So I don't know, I've been following it closely because I've worked through the pandemic.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of I feel like every day I go out there and work, I expose myself to that risk.
Yeah.
I didn't have the luxury to just stay at home, and then it's like I'm around my elderly grandmother, my children, other people, and I just don't want to, it's a fear I have in my mind, so I'm constantly washing my hands, Lysol in my house, and just trying to make sure I don't expose anyone to COVID, you know?
I feel that telling the truth stuff is coming on to me right now. I was doing the same thing I was doing before this COVID came. Same measures, same everything. I mean, the only thing I would probably have to do is put a mask on when I go to my job. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, my job, and they know, it's hot when you're outside.
Yeah.
And you got this mask on, but you know, I mean, sometimes I take it down and get a couple deep breaths in and then put it back on. That's what I did find out that is good for you. You know, take it down, you know.
And just leave it like dangling on the ear.
Don't do that, you might get fired. You need some money. Take it down, do like maybe 4 to 5 deep breaths. Do 4 to 5 deep breaths and then put it back on. So you can like recycle your air that's flowing through your lungs and through your body.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, you know, I'm sat there, you gotta think about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
And you know, that's the way I feel about it. You know, I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Oh yeah, another thing I gotta be honest about, you know, that's the stimulus package. The Heroes Act you was talking about?
Yes.
And that stimulus package. Now, a lot of people got mad off the 1,200. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm gonna say this again, I'm not mad at y'all. Maybe because you guys wanted a little bit more to pay your bills and have fun, well, you should have just been paying your bills off the rip.
Well.
I'm just gonna sit there and tell you that because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna scratch my eye when I say that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of happy when I got that 1,200. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. Me too.
I had a nice smile on my face. They was like, "Hey man, you gotta check your bank account." What? Let's see. Nah, went on ahead and checked that. It was in there, boy. I'll tell you right now.
That's money.
You know what I mean? But you know, it's a lot of people that got a lot of, you know, saying a lot of bills and everything. So even right now, even after all these months, I mean, I do have to be honest about this. I think a lot of people are kind of in panic mode, and I think they're not in panic because of the COVID-19. They're in panic because they lost their jobs. They're behind on their car notes and mortgage. You know, like when I was looking up, I seen a lot of houses like close to foreclosure. Was it?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of them on there.
That, you know, and I was looking at that. And I was like, wow, you know, so it's a lot of people out there really suffering, man. I wish not, you know, nothing against the government, but I wish our own communities had a backup plan instead of just relying on the government.
Yeah, other resources. And I believe there are. I haven't really researched any additional resources that are out there, but I believe that there are resources out there to help people that are going into foreclosure status to help them save their home.
Yeah, that's what I kind of want. You know, I don't want nobody losing their home. I don't like when nobody loses their job, and I don't like nobody when they lose their home. I mean, no matter what kind of person they are or how they treat everybody, I think that's just one of the worst things next to death. Because, you know, you can't feed yourself. You can't bathe. You can't provide for your family. I mean, and then when I found out a lot of those people lost their jobs, and you know, a lot of them probably was in comfortable positions because you know it's a mentality thing. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna say it's like the basics of psychology. You know, you have somebody, you put them in a comfortable chair. After a few minutes, they're like, okay, this feels good. After an hour or two, okay, I don't want to leave this spot. And then if you take that chair from that person, their whole body and their mind have to readjust to what's been going on. Like, okay, I was comfortable, but now I have to move.
Now life has
know what to do.
changed.
You know, I feel like it causes panic, you know? Especially when, you know, people are so comfortable because some people probably been at their jobs for like years, you know what I mean?
And then overnight, the world changed.
Yeah, and it wasn't ready for
Yeah.
it. You know, that's basically somebody being woken out their sleep. You know, somebody getting woken out their sleep, hey, it's a fire. And they're like, oh my God, you know, that's what COVID-19 did to a lot of people, especially the people that was working. Because people, when they got this COVID-19, people didn't think nothing of their jobs. I bet you that was the last thing on their mind. And that was one of the first things that happened when this COVID-19 came. And like I said, is my condolences out there, and I hope most of the people who lost their jobs gain new ones and better ones, you know? Because right now, this world that we're living in is in the pandemic mode. It's chaos, you know?
It is chaos.
Like, they keep taking stuff off the shelf. You know, me personally, I think they're just holding back on stuff because I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta tell the truth once again. On that toilet paper situation I was telling y'all about, I kind of like walked past the little aisle in Walmart and I seen the little, you know, the little doors, little door they had open. I look.
Oh, their
and I was like, hey, yo, man, you got some toilet paper back there, dog.
Like, oh, now.
I say, I'm standing right here.
All the employees taking the toilet paper home.
Shouts out to my man. You know, he stood up there. He was like, "Look here, man. I'm gonna go grab that for you." I said, "Go ahead, man. I'm gonna put this right up under here, under these Totini pizzas, and next to these Oreo cookies, man. I'm gonna put a couple bag cereals right here, so won't nobody know nothing, man. And I'm gonna scan it while it's in the basket. You know, shouts out to my guy up there because he wasn't even supposed to bring that out. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying? Because what I was thinking, and that was another thing that made me think. Did they have that? Do they have like all the stuff back there in the warehouse and then be like, okay, we're gonna give this store a certain amount, this store a certain amount, and this store a certain amount? So then that can cause chaos and panic and everything like that. So sometimes you gotta sit up here and think beyond just the logical movement because, oh, okay, everything is going bad. No, sometimes they already have all this stuff. They just wanna create panic and chaos.
Yeah.
That's what they wanna do. They want to create
That could be.
Because if you create panic, you know, you get chaos because a lot of people, they don't know how to deal. Like I said, it goes all the way back to your comfort mode. Everybody was comfortable with the stores being filled with this and that, and then when this COVID came, they took the toilet paper and they took the meat.
Well, see, panic creates revenue. Think about it. They made money when everybody started to panic. People start buying all the bleach, Lysols, any disinfecting products, toilet paper.
And another thing, people, you know, that was being at home, they ordering online.
Yeah.
So I heard Amazon made a nice little piece of
Oh, yeah, we know Amazon is balling out of control right now. Shout out to Amazon, too, because I read an article the other day in the Black Lives Matter movement where he was basically like, there was a customer who was upset that they basically were supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, and this customer stated that he would never support them. He called them all kind of names and stuff, and the man was like, look, I'm thankful that I don't have customers like you. Like, I'm thankful for you to leave. Like, so shout out to Amazon for supporting the Black Lives Matter.
Shout out, you know what I'm saying? Yo,
Yeah.
that's what's up. I went there a couple of times, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. When I got my stimulus, man, I gotta tell you the truth. I got my stimulus, man. My bills already paid, so I kind of just went on ahead and, you know, got my girl some, got me some, my kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's called other things. I'm not gonna bring that up. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, man. I was okay with that.
Yeah, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself.
Sometimes you got to.
Nothing wrong with that. You work hard.
You know, it's just the whole point that, you know, goes, you know, for you too, and myself as well. We got to be more prepared. We got to take caution. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure that we're prepared for this kind of deal. And even for me, my age, and anybody else, we should have known that some kind of pandemic was coming.
It was coming, yeah.
I mean, we should have known that, you know, because a lot of people sit up there and look at, we can even go all the way back to 9/11. 9/11 was like, wow, you know, this is crazy. And the part I did not like about that whole situation is that they kept airing it on live TV. They kept airing it every time. What were you guys trying to do? Program terrorists in our minds? We know there's bad people in the world. You ain't got to tell us that, you know? And all the stuff that's going on. They'll tell you everything bad about COVID-19 and will hide the good stuff. They will hide that stuff. Like during the COVID-19, did you know a lot of people got to spend more time with their families? They really found out that their kid really didn't like Skittles. They liked their fruit roll-up snacks. You know, you got to think about that. And then, you know, those people that were at home, they found out that it was their kid that was the baddest one in the family. Yeah,
Right.
you found that out the hard way.
Oh my
and
God.
also, you got to look at Mother Nature. They were saying, was it India got to see the Himalayas after 70 years or something?
Yeah, because the
walking in
smog, I think a couple of holes in the ozone layer closed and the
Yeah.
smog started to lift from
Yeah.
people not being on the streets.
And then Tokyo got to see the skies. China's stuff went down. Their oxygen, whatever it is, you know, the carbon stuff that, you know, I'm illiterate right now. So
Pollution.
I was looking
Okay.
for that word. You know, a lot of things did happen.
Yes.
You know, the world is preparing itself. So they didn't want to air that. They want to air all the bad stuff, all the chaos, all the people buying this, and then there's no toilet paper. Meat is $7 a pound. They want to tell you all the negative stuff, because you know the positive stuff is what keeps people going. Is what keeps you alive, keeps you feeling like a human being.
Yes.
It wants you to keep feeling like a human being. Don't dive into this negativity. Of course, there's going to be negativity in the world. What else do you got in this world? You know what I'm saying? But that's my personal opinion.
I mean, and you're right though. Like, I feel like that quiet time, because you know, most of the times we're always on the go, we're always working, we're always doing this, we're always doing that. Sometimes we don't really get to sit down with our family and talk to our kids like we want to, because we're always so busy trying to make it happen. Yeah. And so for me personally, it was a chance for me to to know my kids on a deeper level. I went to Hobby Lobby. Well, Hobby Lobby was my savior during COVID-19 until they closed it down, because I bought canvases, paint, and we just started to paint. And I was just like telling the kids, like, paint what you want. I learned, my daughter Nevaeh is an artist. I had no idea. She's 16 years old.
I told y'all, you find out stuff about your kids.
Yes. I was shocked when she drew like all the SpongeBob characters, and so I was just tripping. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, the girl can draw, so I never knew that, and that was something that I found out during COVID. So I think it just opened our eyes, really, and then it gave us that extra time to spend with our family. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's definitely important to help you get through things such as a pandemic. You know?
I swear to God, man. So right now, that's all the time we got. So if you got anything you want to tell us, just go to tellthetrutheomaha@gmail.com. Me, Toya, Streets, we'll tell you what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And we will respond back. I will respond back. Probably on TV. But, you know what I'm saying?
Or Facebook Live.
I swear to God, I tell you. But right now, man, that's the time we got for right now, man.
So yeah, bye.
Peace out.
Peace.